The Architects have put out a new song, and I'm a little bit behind. I'm playing catch up. But this one is called Broken Mirror from the album The Sky, the Earth, and All Between. Let me know what you guys think about this band. Have you heard anything by The Architects? Go check them out on YouTube, on social media, and let's dive into this together. Are you ready?
Some days I'm a tidal wave, still lakes never leave a trace. I'm overcome, but I don't wanna run. Life fades but the shadows stay. No grace in the breaths I take. I've had enough of staring at the sun. You wouldn't wanna read my mind. You wouldn't wanna stand beside me when I'm living on the edge. Take me to the place where the heavens are haunted, and I'll go to the cross you bear. Tell me if I gave you the world, would you meet me there? Do you see me now? The lights are out. I'm a broken mirror. No sleep in the bed we made. Two saints and a hand grenade. Forever numb, I cry to anyone. Oh, highways over shallow graves. Cold rain down a window pane. I gave you dust, but held on to the gun. Oh, you wouldn't wanna read my mind. You wouldn't wanna stand beside me when I'm living on the edge. Take me to the place where the heavens are haunted, and I'll go to the cross you bear. Tell me if I gave you the world, would you meet me there? Do you see me now? The lights are out. I'm a broken mirror. They shattered lights, reflections. Faces in your eyes.
This is a flippin' movie. This is crazy work. The cinematography of this.
Why is it this hard? What's going on here?
Stand down. I don't want to hurt anyone.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Put it down. Stand down.
Take me to the place where the heavens are haunted, and I'll pray to the cross you bear. Tell me if I gave you the world, would you meet me there? Do you see me now? The lights are out. I'm a broken mirror. I found you on the other side. I try to put it all behind me. I think about it all the time. I dream about the end. You wouldn't wanna read my mind. You wouldn't wanna stand beside me. Hear me now, I'm crying out. I'm a broken mirror.
Oh, dang. Have I reacted to them before? I feel like I thought I had, because I feel like I've heard the name. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, this is sad. This is important. This is good. Maybe I should just start communicating in adjectives. Good, amazing, deep. Gosh. Okay, hold on. Maybe it wasn't The Architects. I know I've reviewed Sleep Theory. Let's see that popping up on the right. Maybe I haven't listened to Architects yet. You have got to go subscribe. Go check out Architects on YouTube and on social media. Their full album is out. You can find all that in the caption of their video. Go listen to Broken Mirror right now. It was released a month ago, already over 1.5 million views, but it's got to be more because this is amazing. The whole composition was epic. His scream and that roar, Oh my gosh, that was crazy. That was so good. That whole composition was fire. This is the kind of stuff I definitely be blasting as I'm driving around. I gotta catch my thoughts. That composition, the drums, the bass, the guitar, the shredding, his scream, that vocal range, my gosh. And then the growl. I love a good action movie, but I especially love when there are psychological levels to it, to the storytelling. And when things happen that I wouldn't have expected. And the idea of a broken mirror is deep in and of itself. I think it's so fitting when we're talking about mental health. Someone who has suicidal ideations, who struggles with depression or anxiety, who hates what they see in their reflection, if there's eating disorders or other type of forms of self-harm. This idea of broken mirror is a very powerful and poetic one, because the mirror is the thing we look at to see the reflection of ourselves. And when we talk about psychology, a big part of psychology is studying the psyche, is trying to understand our mind. And I think the reason why we do that, philosophy, psychology, sociology, all these ologies, is because we're trying to make sense of the world, of ourself in relationship with other people, on a micro level, on a macro level, in society. We study these fields because, for one, it helps us to figure out what to do next, and what's good and what's bad, and what we deem wrong and right, and how to function as a society and as individuals. But because also it's human to want to make sense of the world. We are conscious beings that want to know what our place is. And the mirror is such a powerful symbol of exactly that search. That place we look at to figure out who we are, that symbol of what it means to be searching for the meaning of life, for your sense of self, to find some type of peace, to see yourself reflected. And when it comes to human relationships, we long for that so deeply, to look at someone and to see ourselves reflected in their eyes, not just literally, but on an emotional level. I long for you to understand me, for you to mirror back to me what I just said, right? Good conversation makes for listening, not just listening to respond, but listening to understand. That's why even in therapy, we try to teach people in relationship who are struggling with different things, we try to teach them to maybe use the typical I statements, I feel versus you are doing this and that, right? I'm sure you've heard of some of this before. Or we address how, there's a separation between you being responsible for your feelings and me owning mine. There's a conversation about mirroring back to people what they just said. You say something to me, and ideally, to create a safe environment of communication, I may mirror back to you, repeat back to you. So you're saying you feel this and this because of this and that, right? In hopes that you can see, I understood and I heard you. And now you can either confirm or say, no, you're missing it. That's not what I meant, right? This is dialogue. Mirroring as a concept is a big part of relationship. It's a big part of our sense of self. To say broken mirror to me really implies that there is a something broken in the mind. Either in reality, the mirror is actually broken. That thing that's supposed to reflect back to me who I am and what's really going on is broken. Or maybe the way that I view the mirror, something's broken. And that double, triple nuance was so well reflected even in this movie. I'll call it a movie because that was a legit movie music video. That was crazy work. And that too is what's happening here, is there are these multiple layers where it feels like this man and this woman are connecting with one another. They see each other. They're understanding each other's pain, which is a deep human longing to be able to look across the room and find someone that's like you, either looks like you or feels like you or sees you. We want to be seen. That's why representation matters. That's why it means so much to us when we find our people, when we see that someone has experienced something similar to us. It's exciting to discover someone speaks your language, or they've been to the town that you were born in, or they like the same things that you like. It brings us together. In addition, you have that longing to find someone, especially in a life, in a setting that is heavy emotionally. These are people that are being trained for war. They're crawling through the mud. They're being yelled at by the sergeant and by the generals. They are being turned into machines. The humanity is being taken out of this. We're creating soldiers, people that are willing to do our bidding. You take the humanity, the individuality out of it. When we're speaking military, we need this to function as one big organism of destruction so that we can accomplish our agenda. We're not looking for every soldier to feel seen individually. But in a machine like that, which was done well that they picked this type of setting and situation, because in that type of machine of mass destruction, in this type of machine where you want cooperation. You want conformity. You want uniform. You want one mind. It takes out all the individuality, and it takes out the individual who may be struggling. I wonder if this song is a nod to soldiers who have been consumed by their PTSD and by their pain and have chosen to end it. I wonder if there's also nods here or conversations here about rebelling against that agenda, against the powerful using the rest of us and our sons and daughters as pawns in their money-making machines. I wonder if there's also a conversation here about that. As she is shooting everyone down, she's rebelling against the system. Maybe there's also conversations here about a frustration with what that machine has done to the individual. A machine that has taken people and used them for the agenda of the powerless, spits it back out. And now soldiers come home with PTSD, losing their families, their marriages, their minds. Some of them ending it because they can't keep living, and it destroys lives. And maybe there's also a conversation here about fighting back against that, going, no, I'm done with the programming. I'm done with the mind games. I'm done with the machines you guys are trying to manipulate us into becoming. Maybe that is where her rebelling and trying to take everyone down was a conversation about. But then it switched, and it becomes this double, triple entendre where it's not her who is injured, it's him who is gone, who's no longer sitting at the table, no longer beside her in the car, and she's crying because she lost him, perhaps too, him ending his life. And I think this may be a song not only of someone struggling with mental health, PTSD, depression, anxiety, not only someone who chooses the route of ending or trying to end their life, but specifically perhaps soldiers who have been brainwashed, have been put through the ringer, many of them often with good intentions, to serve the country, to fight for freedom, to protect the freedom that we all want to have, we the people, in our Constitution and our amendments. Many who have had good intentions of building a career and making a name for themselves, and whatever the various reasons were, who have been pushed into a machine that abused, manipulated, brainwashed them, dragged them through the mud, literally and figuratively, to spit them back out, to leave them up to their own devices. And it's up to the individual soldiers to try to find a battle buddy, to find a kindred spirit, and to find someone that could see them. And when you then lose that battle buddy, I can only imagine so many of you who have served, who've lost your battle buddies and who've lost your comrades in warfare or after, to addiction, to PTSD, to mental health struggles. I can only imagine how much this song resonates with so many of you, and the pain that comes with that screaming of this woman who was sitting there crying in the car because the seat next to her is empty. And she looks across the mess hall, the food hall, and he's no longer there. Where before he was the only person that saw her. She was the only person that he could connect with. The only two people that made each other maybe feel less alone in this world, and maybe also saw through some of the bull crap that was happening around them. There's a lot we could talk about here that may be being addressed here, but I love the honesty and the pain, and I can see this being very relatable to many of you. Even those of you who are not in the military or have not lost someone like that, but who know of what it's like to be hurting and to struggle with your mental health and to feel like that mirror is broken. Some days I'm a tidal wave, still lakes never leave a trace. I'm overcome, but I don't want to run. Light fades, but the shadows stay. I feel like this is very much that conversation about PTSD, depression, when you feel like the shadow stays. Even when the light fades and it becomes evening, shadows stay. And usually shadows are only able to exist when there's still light, and it falls on an object that now casts a shadow. But if the light is fading and the shadows still stay, to me that says this is a darkness that I can't escape. I've had enough of staring at the sun, and that could be a nod to soldiers who are deployed in certain countries where it is very hot and there is a lot of staring at the sun going on. You wouldn't want to read my mind. You wouldn't want to stand beside me when I'm living on the edge. An honest conversation about that pain within. Take me to the place where the heavens are haunted, and I'll pray to the cross you bear. Wow, which is interesting because Thinking of something around the neck makes me think of dog tags that soldiers wear until, if God forbid something happens, those dog tags are then brought to the family members. But to speak of the cross you bear is interesting, because bearing your cross is a religious reference to the burdens of life you have to bear, but also a religious reference, which is fitting to the conversation about heaven and the cross. Tell me, if I gave you the world, would you meet me there? Do you see me now? The lights are out. I'm a broken mirror. And that's interesting, because to say, tell me, if I gave you the world, would you meet me there? I find that interesting because on a personal level, I see this as a plea for someone to see them, a plea of a hurting person saying, if I did everything for you, if I gave you the world, would you meet me there? Am I still involved, or am I just being used? Would you stay there with me? But I also wonder if on a macro level, this is a conversation about what many soldiers try to fight for, where they are trying to preserve the freedom of a nation. They're trying to give that nation the world. They're trying to conquer, or for the powerful, right? Give the powerful the world that they're trying to conquer in their game of risk. And to then ask, would you meet me there? If I gave you all these things, would you meet me there? Is there any type of mutual meeting, mutual connection and collaboration here? Do you see me now? That question is so poignant because that is a core human desire, to be seen. The lights are out. I'm a broken mirror. No sleep in the bed we made. 2 saints and a hand grenade, which is crazy. Because here I'm seeing language this could have been a romantic relationship or a battle buddy, deep personal relationship. Many people who meet through the military and brothers and sisters in arms, they are connected in a deeper level than just friends or brotherhood. This is a deep level of brotherhood. And to say 2 saints and a hand grenade is fitting because it's still that play on religious themes, perhaps also calling out the hypocrisy of all these things, right? All these powerful that use people for their money-making machines, and it's done in the name of God and God knows what. And it's all death. But 2 saints and a hand grenade is a very interesting play on words, very poetic, but also just addressing the hypocrisy. 2 saints and a hand grenade. How can you be a saint with a hand grenade, right? That is about to cause death to someone. Cold rain down a window pane. I gave you doves, but held on to the gun. I gave you doves, a symbol of peace. Perhaps I tried to extend peace, but I held on to the gun. I might be trying to help you or give you peace or give you the world. I'm the one, though, still suffering. And that also makes me think, when it comes to relationships or also mental health, this picture, this contrast between trying to do everything for someone else, trying to save them, save their life, save the country, save this relationship, but you're holding on to the gun. The mirror is broken in your own mind. You can't save yourself. You're drowning. You wouldn't want to read my mind, right? These shattered lives, reflections scattered, pieces in your eyes. I found you on the other side. I try to put it all behind me. I think about it all the time. I dream about the end. I'm a broken mirror from the lens of someone that that's really hurting. And also perhaps from the lens of someone who has lost someone in this way, who now feels broken. Their lives are changed forever too. It's not just him who chose to leave, who was a broken mirror. She now, who's actually the one left behind, who's sitting in that empty car with a passenger seat empty and in a cafeteria food hall with the table empty. She now too is a broken mirror, and it's this terrible cycle of death and of pain, when all we long is for someone to see us. What a deep, deep song. Go check out Architects. Go check out Broken Mirror. Phew. What are your thoughts on this one? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next ride. Ayo.